Hi, I hope you're doing well as usual and warm for those of you in cold areas. So, what I wanted to talk about today is how, if we were made in God's image and God is love and we're made in the image of love, how did humankind stray so far from love? That's what I'm going to talk about today. So, basically, the rebel God got humans to stray from their natural inborn tendency to love and be kind and compassionate. How did he do this? Well, basically, what he did is created his own controlled environment. This is typical of ones that want to control a certain group or people, whatever. They have to use a controlled environment. Once you have that controlled environment, then you can pretty much isolate those people and condition them to act and behave in a manner that you want them to. This is exactly why the rebel God or the Lord God, Jehovah, needed to create his own Garden of Eden because this was the only way he could create that controlled environment. So, when he created Adam, because he created Adam first and then Eve later on, when he created Adam, what he did was instilled in him rules, one of which was the rule not to eat from the tree that was in the middle of the garden. Now remember, by giving this one rule to Adam, he took away free will. So when Eve was created and Adam filled her in on the rules, which, the tree was one of them, and she ate from it because she exercised free will. That's basically what she did. It's not about disobedience or anything like that. She exercised free will to choose for herself whether the tree was good to eat from or not, period. And because she exercised free will, this angered the Lord God or Jehovah. Remember, he does not believe in free will. He does not want people or even spirit beings to be able to choose what they do with their own life. He wants to control their life. This is why he created the garden. This way he could have a controlled environment. But we know this kind of went haywire once those humans from the Garden of Eden went outside and intermingled with other people, and then you have a mix. And then you have to really start controlling, and from that point on, it became a mess. But once he could actually get, and he did this in the Garden of Eden too, so let me go back. If you notice, when Adam and Eve first noticed that they were naked, they put fig leaves on themselves. They didn't go out and slaughter an animal to get the skin of it or anything like that. Because remember, Jehovah actually used the original human DNA to create Adam and Eve. I will say that Adam and Eve were not perfect. Only the true God's creations were perfect. What the Lord God did is created mortals, basically. There are immortals and there are mortals. He created mortals and they weren't perfect mortals. But that's another story. So, what Jehovah or the Lord God did when he was going to kick them out of the Garden of Eden is he did slaughter animals in order to provide skins for them. And if you notice, he did require sacrifices of animals also from Adam and Eve and also their offspring, which is what Cain would not do. He would not slaughter animals to offer them to Jehovah, but Abel would. Now, How did he get them to even be able to do something that's unnatural and goes against their very instincts? Well, if he could get them to kill the smallest of life forms, let's say a bug, and then gradually graduate up to a larger mammal and slaughter and blood and all of this, he could desensitize them. And this is what happened. This is why actually Cain could kill, because of everything he was seeing. It desensitized him. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, but if he didn't, slaughter an animal, how was he going to slaughter a human? Okay. So for those of you, there are humans who have still that compassion and affection for like animals and creations on the earth. But when it comes to humans, they do not have that natural affection. Think of it this way. How many of you have ever seen a movie that has, let's say, a dog in it as one of the main characters? And throughout the movie, you see many humans being hurt, killed, murdered, everything. And you're okay with that. But as soon as the dog or whatever animal is in that movie dies, you're a mess and you're upset. It's the same way. So, this is how this rebel God got humans to actually stray from the natural rule of love by gradually instituting these requirements that desensitize them and rewired their brains. Okay, so bringing it back to today, and also what we've seen happen throughout history, how humans could slaughter humans without even blinking. If you could get a human to think that even the smallest life form is worth less than your own life, you can also get them to see other humans in a way that makes them, if they don't meet the standard of what Jehovah requires, or that religion, that organization, that race, whatever it is, you are no longer looked at as the standard of a human being, but you are dehumanized. And this is exactly how he got humans to kill each other without thinking, to kill animals without thinking about it. Like, it's not even a life. So therefore, it's inconsequential, whatever they do. There's no consequences to it because he got them to think that they are not the same. And once again, the controlled environment is important. This is actually what Jehovah's Witnesses do. They create, even though they're in this world, their own controlled environment. Don't look at this information. Don't associate with these people. Don't do this. Don't do that. Rules, 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 rules. And stay in your bubble. What they don't realize, and this is the thing, sheep are always afraid of the wolf. But what they should be afraid of is the shepherd, because in the end, the shepherd's the one that kills them and puts them in mutton stew or whatever, not the wolf. So, witnesses, you really shouldn't be fearing the world, but the ones who are shepherding you. But yeah, this controlled environment is what works so well to control the minds of those that they are trying to control. As long as they can keep them controlled, they're going to forever stay there and do whatever they want, even to their own death. Think about it. They can get parents to figuratively pretend that their own children are dead. Where's the natural affection in that? They can also get parents, children as well, who are taking care of their older parents, to refuse to give their child or their parent a life-saving medical treatment, even though it could save their lives. What do you have to do mentally and emotionally to think that that is okay? To literally put love aside for the loyalty of a false god, really, because that's what it comes down to. You have to be reconditioned, rewired in order to do these things, even to be okay with other human beings that aren't the same religion as you being destroyed. Be okay and actually rejoice The other human beings who your organization has said is an apostate being destroyed. Rejoicing in that. This is what they've done to their members. They have taken some of the kindest, sweetest, most loving individuals and literally turned them into monsters. This is what the rebel God has done. And he's done it throughout the rebellion, throughout history. We see this throughout history, how many civilizations, cultures, races have been slaughtered because he got humans, other ones, to think of them as animals. And when you can think of animals as less than human and that their life is less than your own, he has them in his pocket. He can play with them like little game pieces on a board. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's why I'm here, not to back any organized religion, because the true God, that was never the intent. Jesus did not come here to create a whole new religion. He came here to show love and to tell people the truth and how to show love and get back to that place of love. And that's what we have to do now as humans. But we've strayed so far, it's going to be difficult. But one thing I can say is once you know better, you can do better. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what Mother is trying to do. That's what the universe is trying to do. Shake you up so you can do better before it's too late. They truly do love you. Whatever you choose to believe in, even if you don't want to believe in God, you have to admit that all this around you, even yourself, did not just get here by chance. There are many in the universe that are trying to help you, love you, and just want the best for you. Okay? So this is how the world got the way it is. So what we have to do is unprogram and uncondition what this rebel God and all these evil dark forces have done to humankind. That's it. All right, that's it for today. We love you very much, so much. We want the best for you, like I said. And just take it one day at a time. Don't worry so much about the future because fear, shame, guilt, none of that has any place for you to heal and get back to that one rule of love. Okay? Take care. Bye.